Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thanks for being with me on another walk and talk video. And in this video, we're going to touch a little bit on the finance side. And I think I'm going to title this video, What Got You to Be Successful Isn't What's Going to Keep You Successful. Something along those lines. And the reason why I'm going to do that, of course, is because I was on a coaching call and it really hit me that somebody was trying to do something because this is what got them to be successful, but it's not what was going to get them to the next part of success. We're going to talk about it in this video. So guys, before we jump into things, of course, if my content helps you out a lot and you appreciate all that I do for you, go ahead and give me a like for the video as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. That way you're notified when I upload new videos to the channel. And then lastly, of course, share this with a family member or friend who's also interested in learning about money. Oh, and as always, guys, if you want to speak with me and you want to have your coaching call as well, links will be in the description. Go ahead and check that out. It's a link to my calendar. You can book time and we can go ahead and chit chat. Now keep in mind, my calendar does fill up very quickly, so don't delay. I'll see you guys there. So guys, I was on a coaching call the other day with one of my mentees. And it was interesting because he has been very, very successful, gotten the great job, has gotten a lot of things right, to be quite honest. And before the good job and all that other stuff, I think, if memory serves me correctly, he got about a like an $80,000 or a $90,000 increase in pay, somewhere along those lines. But anyways, the thing that's very, very important is prior to him getting that huge increase in pay and skyrocketing his family into success, well, on the path to success, should I say, he was working with me when he was making $40,000 a year. And in that time frame when he was working with me, we were working on creating budgets and we were working on tracking things and making sure that he knew where every dollar went. And by the way, his wife also was coaching with me. And that's another separate topic that we could talk about another day because you need both people on board. But anyways, so when he was coaching with me and we were working under that $40,000 income, everything was tracked down to the penny. But now we're at a point in life where what got you to be successful at 40, 50,000 is not what's gonna get you to be successful when you're making 200,000 to 300,000 now. And the reason is because you are wanting to focus on scaling. And when you wanna scale, you don't have time to be lost in the minutia. You really need to, it's kind of interesting, you need to unlearn what you learned. Even though what you learned is still very valuable. Crazy to think about, right? But hear me out on this. So I broke it down to him because the thing is we were discussing how he's going to handle this new income. And we were talking about, okay, well, what is the plan? What you got set up? And it was kind of a trick question in a sense because I was expecting the answer to be no less than 3 minutes long. And he's ranting for 5 to 10 minutes about how, okay, this dollar is going here, this dollar is going there, this is that. And I'm like, I think I cut him off and I was like, look, dude, we're going to have to keep things very, very simple. What got you to be successful up to this point is not what's going to get you to be successful in the next point. You need to learn how to manage at a high level and you need to not get so lost in the minutia of things. Because again, you're going to spend all your time tracking things and going down to the nitty gritty and you just don't have time for that. So I'm going to give you guys an example so that way we can work through this together and it'll all make sense. So in his case, right, he was making a lot of money now, but I'm going to break it down even smaller, right? Let's just say you're making $100,000. Very, very simple. So $100,000, how much do you want to invest? How much do you want to consume or use it for your lifestyle, right, in order to live and pay your bills? And in order to make this example simple, this is not what I teach people in my coaching calls, but It's just to show you a simple way of how I'm thinking. Start with big picture. Okay, I want to invest 50% of my income and I want to spend 50% of my income. 100%, right? Now, in order to make this even more simple, of course, we're not going to do taxes. We're not going to do none of that stuff. It's just simple. So now that you say, okay, 50,000 is going into investing, 50,000 is going into spending in order to live my life, let's break it down from a living life perspective. And you can do the same thing when it comes to the investing side of things. Now, let's say, for example, you live in Florida, like I do. It's hot over here, and most of Florida is all electric. There's very few communities that use gas and all that other good stuff. But let's say you're spending around $500 in electric every single month. And again, you have to have a pool, you got to have a lot of things to get up there, but that's not the point. The point is, we're gonna make this simple. $500 a month, of course, in electric bill. And the interesting thing is all you have to do now is say, okay, well, 5 times 12, that is $6,000 a year. Okay, cool. So $6,000 a year in electric. Now you're gonna take that 6,000 and you're gonna subtract it from the 50 grand that you've allocated in consuming things. Meaning, what does it cost for me to live? Because that's exactly what you said in the beginning, right? 50%. Okay, so what does that leave you with now? Well, that leaves you with 44,000, right? Because 44,000 plus 6,000 is your 50,000. So that leaves you with 44,000. Very, very simple. And here's the thing, and this is gonna save you guys a lot of arguments, especially if you're married. Once you allocate that money, forget about it. It doesn't matter at this point. I think that a lot of arguments are saved because people are always nitpicking at things, saying, hey, and I saw this actually with one of my mentees, who's like, man, you know, that's a lot of money that I'm spending for this and this and this and that. I can get it under, I can get it this, I can get it that. And I'm like, dude, just allocate the money. And if you come under, great. It don't matter if you come under or not. The money is allocated to spend. Where we have an issue, and this is where there's a big issue, if you allocate the money and you start to spend over, that is where we have the problem. And I was teaching him a system of how you can let a system track the money and not use so much updating spreadsheets and all that other stuff. Again, if you guys are interested in learning about that system and how to do automatic trackings, go ahead, book that time on my calendar, and I'll teach you all this stuff. But point is start allocating these budgets and just forget about it. You don't have to think about it no more. If you're seeing the system track the dollars and you're coming under that $500 a month in electric, continue with life. Do whatever you need to do. Don't sit there tracking things, because as you start to scale, you'll start to notice that your mental capacity, you need that to be sharp. You need that to be thinking about new ideas, new businesses, other things that will essentially grow the pot, then sit there updating spreadsheets about how you spent $100 on electric this month and last month you spent only 50, and you're trying to figure out, you know, how can we cut back again? Again, what got you to be successful up into a certain point is not what's going to keep you successful going forward. And to continue on with the example, right? So now we're at 44,000. Let's say the next expense, I don't know, pick whatever you want for the entire year. Let's say it's gas on the car, 4,000 bucks. Just pick whatever that looks like up until the point where you are going down the list and you say to yourself, okay, cool, we ran out of money. And remember, that 4,000 for the gas now, subtract it from the 44 that's left. That means you got 40. And keep going, keep going, keep going. And either one thing is going to happen. Everything is, well, actually, let me say a couple things can happen. But either you've hit all your bills and you're able to cover it, and you say to yourself, okay, great, I have everything that I need now and I'm still hitting my investing goals. Or you run out of money and you realize, like, holy smokes, either I don't make enough or we're too aggressive with our spending. And then you realize at that point is you start have to adjusting your percentages. And I've talked about this in the past where you have to live your life on percentages. But once you realize that, you say to yourself, okay, we could either adjust the percentages or I can either make more money through other ideas. And then the list goes on. But the point is you have this system in place in order to make sure that you're doing the tracking. But as you're doing the tracking, think big picture, think high level, right? Don't get lost in the minutia, because again, as you continue to grow and scale, you need more time and energy focused on the things that will generate more revenue instead of tracking the little bitty nitty-gritty items every single day of, well, I spent $5 at Starbucks today, so what does that look like for my budget? No. Allocate how much you want to spend in, going out. Let the system track it and just go live life. So anyways, guys, I told my mentee, go ahead and book time on my calendar again. Go ahead and show me what this new budget looks like. Because again, what got you to be successful at this point is not what's gonna keep you being successful going forward. So that'll do it for this video, guys. I am going to go ahead and work my way back. It's kind of interesting when I walk in these neighborhoods that they have nothing, and all of a sudden, 6 months later, they have all these new houses and stuff. It's kind of crazy seeing how things change. But anyways, I'm gonna walk back. I got a busy day ahead of me. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here with me. And again, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a like for the video, as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications, so that way you're notified when I upload new videos to the channel. And then of course, share this with a family member or friend who's interested in learning about money and just tech, a bunch of other stuff. I do all kinds of stuff on this channel, as you guys see. So don't forget about your coaching call, guys, as well. Links will be in the description. And then lastly, of course, if you don't want to wait for my next video to drop, YouTube thinks you like this one popping up on screen. So go ahead and give that a watch, and I'll see everybody in the next one.